Stand up. I'm an addict. My name is Ahmed.
Hey, Ahmed.
Before I get started, I want to pay homage and allegiance and diligence to the power that allowed my feet to touch the floor today. I don't want to take that for granted. I took it for granted a lot of years, and although outside of here I practice a set of beliefs, initially that set of beliefs never kept me clean. They helped me when I was arguing with people about dogma. I believe this versus that, so what I know is superior to what you believe, but at the end of the night I still was pookie. And it wasn't until I came to this process that I learned that my higher power loved me no matter what condition I was in, no matter what. As a matter of fact, he loves the people at the bottom the most. I thought he liked everybody that was doing good, had good jobs and shiny suits and this and that, but he loved the strugglers the most. I want to ask y'all to do me a favor. When I first came in recovery and I used to go to meetings, I was blessed that different people took me under their wing, and I've been to some like outstanding meetings. And at one of the meetings that I used to attend, they used to do something that I'm going to ask y'all as a favor to me do. Hug the person next to you. Just hug the person next to you. Yeah. Don't make it no quick hug like you got, like you just got king. Yeah. Hug the person next to you. One of the things I learned early on is that one of the things that attracted me to this is atmosphere. Atmosphere. Because I'm not a first-time winner. I gotten a day clean. I gotten 2 days clean. I got a month clean. I got 6 months clean. I got 2 years clean. So if you're working off that formula right now, you in the right place. What took me years to find out, that I'm continuing to find out. This is a place where broken people heal. Initially, you come in here and you think it's about put the drug down. You think it's about keep coming back. It's think about this. Oh, hey, Joe, how you doing? Oh, what you? Yeah. And that's just to get you to come in here. I don't know where I'm going with this. Listen, all this week I was like stressing over this, and every time I try to do something formally, my higher power steps in and says, "What are you doing, bubblehead?" I'm reading literature. I want to quote something outstanding. I want to say something that I think nobody never heard, and this and that. But that's not the message. The message is an addict. Any addict can lose the desire to use and find a new way of life. Now, listen. I just found out like 8 years ago what any addict meant. When they say any addict, you know what that means? That means a person that's sitting in a meeting gossiping the whole meeting. That means the person that they say no vaping, and they pull their vape right out and go. They talking about the person that whole aim is to get a phone number. Now, some of them people I just talked about was me. Acceptance. Embodied in this program that we practice, and it's a practice program, are spiritual principles. What I didn't know that took me time is that these spiritual principles got levels to them. They got levels. I initially thought acceptance, I only got to practice it one time. I ain't got to practice that shit no more. Then I got married. No, it's not just that. But in life, there's other situations where I learn deeper levels of acceptance. How about when I move down here and I go to meetings and certain people hug me, then when they're around other people, they don't hug me. And they look right through you. They be at a certain meeting, they, hey, Ahmed. Then you see them at another meeting and you go like this and they go, how do I deal with that? How do I deal with the unspiritual in a spiritual program? And the best way I deal with it, that Ahmed deals with it, is I got to remember they all human. They all human. And they all fall short. And before I pass judgment, I got to ask myself, do I fall short? Constantly. That's why even with 17 years clean, this still makes sense to me. Because right now, my biggest issue is staying the fuck out of my way. That's my biggest issue. Staying the fuck out of my way. Because I'm a person that when I can't deal with something, I'll make you my issue. See, if the bitch wasn't looking at me like that, I would, no! The self-acceptance pamphlet tells me that. It says usually when something's going on with me, I'm irritable. Listen, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you recovery in real time. I'm sitting in here, right? And this is why I got to be careful about this. One of my character defects is ego. So when I first sat up here, it was like maybe 8 people. I said, 8 motherfucking people. Then I'm sitting in here, and I'm going to give it to you real, because I don't want you to believe that once we get a certain amount of time, we arrived. So I'm sitting in here, then I see people come to the crack, and listen, because my thinking is my thinking. I see people peep in, then they like, and I'm like, bitch, you don't even know me. What were the lessons you learned by sponsorship? What are the lessons you learned when the group sponsored you? Sometimes your thinking ain't always your friend. Sometimes your thinking ain't always your friend. I came in this process, I didn't even come to get clean. You know, I came to eat y'all cookies and drink y'all coffee, but I didn't come to get clean. The first time I came in this process in Camden, New Jersey, was they was getting ready to take my kids. They were getting ready to take my sons that I raised. And can I be 200 with you? Can I keep it 200? It wasn't even that I really love my kids. What it was is that I was raising 2 boys, and I was going around telling people, I'm a single dad. And it was like, oh my gosh, that ain't too many men like you.
Wingman.
Yeah.
Wingman.
Here's my number, single dad. So I was wearing it like a badge I don't deserve. And I was using. And what I didn't know is that I have a disease that's progressive. So initially, I could use and work at the state prison. I could use and manage a Wawa. But at some point, the disease pimp slapped me. It said, listen, you bullshitting. Take 800 out that motherfucking register. Listen, don't, in the hood we got a saying, what's the saying? It said, don't play yourself. They said something. Don't play yourself. Don't. Yeah.
Treat yourself.
Yeah. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. Oh man, everywhere it was money, I was treating myself.
I know that's right.
But the humiliation behind it, to be a manager at Wawa, and you supervising like 8 employees, and you walk in one day, and you know when you walk in a job, you usually see people, hey, what's up, girl? Hey, Mark. And, did you stock the bin? I ain't let you go home till you stock the thing. Hey. And this day I walked in, nobody looked at me in the face. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, girl. I said, something's going on. What's going on? Nobody would look me in the face. And I went in the back room, and the district manager was there. Yo, I've never been fired so nicely in my life. Yo, he was almost like one of us. He was loving and caring. He said, Mark, you a seasoned manager. You got a lot of experience and everything, right? I said, yeah. He said, well, listen, let me look at this roll of tape. Because you deleted like 400 items. And sold $100 worth of candy. Can you explain this? And he left the tape right there and he walked to the front. It's something like, listen, they say the worst thing for an addict is to get away with something. The second worst is when the addict get caught. When he left me in that back room with that roll of tape, that was the case. I said, I'm fired. And when he came back, he said, give me the keys. The hardest part is to walk back out on the floor where people I supervised. See, they knew when I stepped in the building I was fired. I'm the one that didn't know. What the literature say? Addicts tend to live secret lives. We thought we was fooling everybody. But at the end, we were only fooling ourselves. Yo, you know how many times I lived that? You know how many secret, if you like me, you know how many secret lives I done had? They might well call my ass 007. Acceptance. The first acceptance is, I need help. I need help. I know I'm all over the place. So I got 2 boys. We lived in 6 different places over 4 months. Couches and floors with rugs on them. And people that would tell us, I want all your food stamps and give me $250 a month. And then in 3 months you gotta leave. And then I guess somebody hit DCP. And DCP said, listen, you better have somewhere for them kids to go or we gonna scoop them. So when I first came in a meeting, I didn't come in a meeting get clean. Like, I don't know that getting clean. My cover was getting ready to get blown. I wasn't the sexy dad. Yeah. I was an irresponsible man fronting like I was a father. So I'm in a park. Let me try to speed this. I'm in a park with my kids. They playing in the water sprinklers. I'm in the park crying. Grown ass man. Dude walk up to me. He said, you all right? I said, no. I can't stop smoking crack. He said, well, I'm going to tell you it's a place you can go. I said, all right. And the miraculous thing, because listen, if you stay in this program, there are miraculous things that will happen to you. Miracles. Stuff that you can't define. How did that happen? And he told me about a place. And he was so clever with it, he didn't say it was a 12-step meeting. Because I probably wouldn't have went. He said, it's a place. You know, we like sneaky shit like that. Where the shit at? It's in the place. Over there. Keep going, right? So I went to the place. And I seen y'all. And I looked at y'all like, ew. You know that sound you make when you're a little kid? Ew. Because everybody looking at me, right? And I'm like, what you staring at? Well, Mr. Black Man with orange sweatpants with a green crotch sewed in, with a Syracuse basketball hat that got fungus on it, teeth look like margarine. We're staring at you. I didn't know my life was being saved. So I went and sat down, and I sat in the back, and I'm strategic with my... One thing, if you don't know nothing about Ahmed's strategic in everything he do. So the first meeting I went to, I was strategic. I sat by the coffee and the cookies. Strategic. I ain't hear no message that day, but I'm going to tell you, y'all make some great coffee, and I don't know where you get them cheap-ass sandwich cookies, but they taste good when you ain't eating right.
Keep it real.
And I remember the guy that sent me to the meeting. I got to speed this up. The guy that sent me to the meeting, he said, at the end of the meeting, just raise your hand and tell them you need a place. Now, mind you, my ego and my disease is still running through between my ears. So, you know, just the end of the meeting, I didn't hear nothing the speaker said. Then they said, anybody got a burning desire? And I wasn't going to say nothing, but something said, boy, you better say something. I guess that, boy, you better say something was my conscience. So I raised my hand. Did I think I was an addict? No. Even with all the evidence, I didn't think I was an addict. I just thought I had to figure out how to manage my crack money. So I'm in there. I said, I need a place. If I don't get a place in 2 weeks, they're going to take my kids. And after the meeting, this is the first day I ever went to a meeting. And at the meeting, a dude came up to me. He said, yo, meet me at Martin Pike and Federal Street at the 7-Eleven. And I'm going to give you keys to an apartment. Now, I tell you, I'm from the street, right? I said, what this motherfucker trying to do? I was grateful. But when you from the street, you don't trust nothing. So I said, all right, I'll meet you. And I went home and I was conflicted. I said, don't nobody get nobody no free place. I said, listen, man, I don't get my check till the beginning next month. He said, we'll talk about it then. But I went home and I was conflicted. I said, what, you think I'm going to do some strange things for a place? What, you think I'm going to hang from a chandelier naked for a place? I might have. I was that desperate. But I was, I was going through my mind, right? And I met him the next day, and this gentleman gave me the keys to an apartment. It was an efficiency, but it helped me keep my children. Now, did I stay clean? Nope. Nope. Because I still didn't have acceptance that I had a problem. Now, we're going to fast forward this. Boop. This is the condensed version of Ahmed. I get to the point where I'm attending meetings regularly. And now I'm having acceptance, right, that I need help, but I only want certain types of help. I'm going to give y'all the drop right now. Save this nugget. Sometimes we can acknowledge that we need help, but we only want a certain type of help. Sometimes we want help to feel comfortable. Sometimes we want help from certain people. Oh, he got the fresh Timbs and shit. Everybody be riding his dick. I know he got the help. Then it's the kind of help where when you don't agree with it, you want to tell the help how to help you. I was that person too. Well, if you knew all this shit, why you come here? Why you come here if you know how to? No, I think I don't need to know steps. No, why you here? And so as a result, I had to keep coming back, and I keep coming back and keep coming back. And through all that time, I started getting acceptance. What's the acceptance I had to get? That it's going to take more than just me to deal with this beast that affects mind, body, and spirit, that makes right seem wrong and wrong seems right. That people that love me with all their heart, I trample through their lives. It's females right now that I done burnt them so bad that when they meet the guy they supposed to be with, they like, no, you ain't going to get no loaf of bread. You're trying to leave me. Because some shit Ahmed done. Acceptance. I had to accept that this process ain't going to work unless you get a sponsor and do some step work. So the first time I got a sponsor, I got somebody that was famous and popular and make everybody laugh. I said, that's what. Now they got literature. Y'all read the literature. Read the literature. So I got this sponsor, and he was real popular, and everybody liked him, and this and that. And I chose him. I said, shit, I got the best sponsor in the world. And what is a sponsor? Let's not get it twisted. A sponsor is many things. But the number one thing a sponsor is someone that shows you how you deceive yourself. He helps you spot your self-deception. Yeah. He helped you with, Ahmed, why you call all them women bitches, but the common denominator is you in all them relationships? Could you be having that kind of casino luck? I think not. I got a sponsor that wasn't too cool. But let me tell you something. Through my process, I'm going to speed this. Through my process, listen, the power greater than me always been teaching me. Always been teaching me. Sometimes he had to drag me. Sometimes I was willing. And that's the thing about life. When you're dealing with the higher power, he got two ways. Sometimes he'll show you, you'll be receptive. Then other times he got to drag you. I'm the drag you version. That's why I've been blessed to have certain people in my life, and other times they wasn't there. Because I'm like, how many people ever heard of Fred Flintstone? There's young people in. See, I see all the young people like, what the fuck is he talking about? In Fred Flintstone, they had a character called Kazoo. So all the young people are like, I still don't know what the fuck he's talking about, right? So, to me, Kazoo was a representation of the higher power. And what used to happen in the Flintstones, Fred and Barney will always ask for shit they couldn't keep, or shit they didn't know how to handle. They be like, Kazoo, he says, what? And listen, they was trying to tell an addict like me something as a kid before I even diagnosed. He used to, when he popped, he was green, right? He'd be sitting on the air like this, chilling and shit, right? I said, I want to be an OG like Kazoo. And he would pop up, boo, and he said, what is it now, dum-dums? And they be, am I lying? No. And they be asking for shit. Kazoo, give me a card. Yeah, give me a brontosaurus steak. Give me that. And then they wind up having what I call pray it out, because they realized they couldn't handle none of that shit. And they're like, Kazoo, get this shit. Ah! Acceptance. Acceptance means you take something as it comes. Acceptance doesn't even mean you like a thing. You just take it as it comes. That's the spiritual principle of acceptance. You take it as you come. Because I used to think acceptance mean I gotta like a thing. No! You ain't gotta like it. You just gotta take it as the beauty and dealing. Like we say a lot of clever shit in here, be comfortable with the uncomfortable. That shit sound good in the meeting. But when you sitting at home and you get a letter that says, hey, Mr. Ross, we heard you doing good now. You got a job at a clinic and shit. You're shining. But listen, we don't mean to bother. We know you're a busy man. But listen, you remember 2 years ago when you was doing them fraudulent checks? Remember that? Remember you was getting money you ain't have? And you go to the machine, and then your other high was, listen, put the fake paper check in there, and then you come back a couple of hours later, and listen, and somebody in the disease just like me taught me that, right? So I know I can learn from a sponsor, because I let a disease motherfucker teach me that art, right? She said, go back, it's ready. I said, it's ready, we just put it in there 2 hours. She said, it's ready. She said it like it was a dish in the oven. It's ready. Went back to the machine, hit the number. Listen, ain't nothing like that sound. You hear that? Listen, it's almost like the rush of smoking. That you can hear the money percolating in the I'm getting ready to shoot you some 20s. So anyway, when the trick was up, right? Now to fix my life, and they sent me this letter, right? And the letter said, we need that money back. Courtesy and love, TD Bank. Now, what was the lesson in that? The lesson is that my friend, I know I probably ain't supposed to mention his name, but my friend Mujahid used to be in meetings talking about how he had to make restitution with shit. And I used to say, why don't he shut the fuck? Every meeting I go in, Mujahid talking about, and they saying I gotta pay the shit back, and I'm living good, I ain't doing nothing now. But we cause harm and damage. I had to have acceptance with the damage I caused. Not just to people, but to financial institutions. Oh man, that thing, I'm right there right now. He always, and I'd be sitting in the back and he'd be talking about what he got to pay back to IRS. I say, I wish he'd just shut up. Till I got my letter. Then I'm in the meeting. Guess what happened to me, y'all? They want their money back. Then I paid them the money back, and then I started putting money in legally, and they froze my shit. I said, what kind of shit? Boy, you ain't had no problem when you was stealing they shit. Now they froze your shit. And they gave my shit back, but they said, don't never come back. And that's even to now. TD Bank said, you can't never come back. Never, never? Never, never? Never, never. Oh, woo. The next one, surrender. Surrender is a spiritual principle that I continue to practice. And it's a lot of things you could add to surrender. It's almost like hamburger helper. You know, surrender to live. Surrender to win. Surrender to learn. Surrender to survive me. You know, most of the time, and I've had a lot of challenges in this process, most of the challenges that I found that I suffered from was my inability to let go of things. To let go of things. Like, listen, it's hard for me to let go of relationships. I want to hang on like this, even after the evidence is like, no, it's over. Maybe if I just say this, maybe, listen, no. Let go. And then I do this fake surrender. Let go and come right back. All right, I'm going to let go. Then I walk around the corner. I think she still loves me. Yeah. So what I know about surrender, once I deem that I need to let go of something, I need to do it like they say in the 48 laws of power. I need to do it decisively. Thank you, Steve. Steve, remember when I was dealing with this person, and this person had me like fentanyl, and I was coming out the meeting, and Steven said, Ahmed. I said, listen. You know this is a spiritual disease when you clean, but you look like you use it. He said, Ahmed. I said, what's up? What's up? Come here, man. Huh? No, man, I got to do something. No, come here. Man, listen, I'm going to call you tonight. Said everything that an active drug user say. He said, oh, I know what it is because I had told Steve. Listen. You want to win in this process? Surrender and tell somebody what you're suffering with. Tell them what you're suffering with. Listen, you ain't got to tell the group. Find one person you trust that you can believe in and tell them. So when they see you on the edge of the cliff, Steve seen me on the edge of the cliff. And he said some shit to me that just rolled my ass off. And I went to the girl house anyway, right? So listen. Steve said, come on, man, come here. I said, Steve, not right now, Steve. Steve said, listen, only addicts know addicts. Steve said, oh, I forgot, you like them sick. Motherfucker. And I got in the car, I was mad at Steve. I was mad at Steve for telling the truth. And I had to surrender to, I'm going to catch a lot of them experiences. This is spiritual warfare. We're going to have a lot of challenges. And most of them going to be spiritual in nature. Because we living with a disease that don't give a damn how smart you are. It don't give a damn who you know. It don't give a damn about how many steps you memorized. Because listen, just like we use the steps to live, I met people in our fellowship, they know how to use the steps to manipulate people and control people. Well, if your step 3 was where it was supposed to be at, you would be in my motherfucking face right now. Where's that in the literature? It's the next edition. This is a spiritual program. And who's running this program? God. Who's running this program? God. So I'm going to say it like this because she gave me my 5 minutes. If I said anything, and I'm supposed to say something about freedom, right? Freedom happens when you accept things, right? And you accept it without any regard for the thing that's been holding on to you, right? I want to say something fly, but maybe the flyest thing I could say is stay clean. Stay connected. This spiritual nature. This is a spiritual program. And guess what else I found? Then I'm going to say this and shut up. The people I sat in here and judged, and I do judge some of y'all. So I ain't going to sit up here and sugarcoat and say I love all y'all and y'all the shit. No, some of y'all, I hate y'all because my disease told me to hate you. But that's where the solution is at. The solution is in people I don't like or don't care for. I need y'all to tell me like, hey Ahmed, you know sometimes you prejudiced. You know sometimes you greedy. You know sometimes you sneaky. You know sometimes like, listen, you don't know how to live daily without the power in your life. I just want to be that person that lives in those uncomfortable moments. That live in my truth. That live in my truth. The most uncomfortable thing you could do is live in your truth and look somebody straight in the eye. Thanks for letting me share.